Yeah. Hi, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are practicing that self care. Hi. Hi. Hola. Hello. Yeah, rar. I hope you guys are, like, keeping yourself up, healthy. Are you guys okay? What's up? Sorry, YouTube. Hold on. Hold on. We're having some technical difficulties here, apparently. Apparently. You saw what? You saw Best Boy. But anyway, hope you guys are practicing that self care. I hope you guys are ready for this, guys. My sore's a little throat, so I might be stopping throughout it, giving you guys a heads up. Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos. Si tienen alguna pregunta en español, todo el tiempo sean, tú sabes, tengan la confianza en preguntar cualquier cosa en español. No hay problema. Guys, make sure you guys comment and subscribe. About 60% of you guys aren't subscribed. If you guys are watching the videos, just do it, dude. It's free. It helps out the channel, helps us grow. And come join us on Twitch, dude. We stream every Friday and every Sunday, and the holiday weekends might be a little bit more. But anyway, with that being said, guys, let's just jump into it. What do you guys think? Yeah? Let's go.
南方管区の報告では、我が軍は第7航空艦隊による支援のもと、戦線中央部の突破に成功。ダキア軍の連絡線を寸断し制圧すべく、総統戦へ移行せりとのことです。
7万の兵で60万を蹂躙か。痛快だな。
この冬には占領できそうですね。とはいえ、未だ我が国では2つの戦線を抱え込んだままだ。
And Tanya did nothing wrong. What are you talking about?
どちらの戦線も小康状態を保っていますが。
世界大戦も危惧される状況だ。戦線が少ないに越したことはない。ダキア同様、脆弱な敵から率先して叩くしかなかろう。
Sounds good, school.
協商連合への攻勢を。
共和国よりは脆かろう。問題は補給だ。ノルデン地方の平坦状況だが。
攻勢の事前集積には今しばらく時間をもらいたい。積雪のため、野戦軽便鉄道の敷設が遅れている。
Okay, so in scenarios like this, in war rooms, in situations where you're planning all of this, I hate to ask them, but how much do you trust others around you, right? How much do you open up about secret plans and future abilities and whatnot? I have a feeling that, like, in order to rise to power, some of these people are down to do some things that are, like, not the normalcy, not the normal things to go ahead and attempt. So I'd be kind of afraid. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm seeing this and I'd be a little fucking terrified of, like, okay, how much do I open up? How do I prepare? How do I navigate this? Because in every situation, it's like who can you trust? Why can you trust them? And how much information can you divulge, right? And I think that this is something. And handpicked individuals get told yes, but even from that, Eben, for example, you might think that you are handpicked, but inside of that handpicked, who knows if there are others that have been handpicked and told different information, right? I.e., all right, I'm gonna get three or four of you guys. I'm gonna get Skukong, TLC, Eben, Bonfire, the Mad, and Raccoon, right? And I'm gonna tell three of you guys that, like, I'm gonna tell the other three something different in a meeting where we're all together in order to find out who the mole is, if we have a mole, so on and so forth, right? Like, you can start weeding people out, or you can start planting information to try and get rid of certain people if the show wanted to take a really fucking dark turn, and a turn in which, like, sadly, a lot of people in positions of power have taken, or they have done in some way, shape, or form. I can definitely see someone or something going into situations like that, because again, in situations of power and control, right, using the domestic or like the power wheel that we've shown previously, what do? People will try and take power in different ways: emotional, vulnerable, like intelligence, like using your intelligence against you, physical, even like tempting you with certain information in order to try and weed you out. But let's say that they're all genuinely fighting for the greater good. Then what other ways can you test someone out, right? Power! You can use pawns towards your advantage to test someone out, to literally put someone either in a highlight or in a low light. Oh yeah, Bonfire was creating a special unit. Why don't we go ahead and test that unit out and literally go send them to their death? If they fail, it's going to look bad on Bonfire. Bonfire, why'd you spend billions of dollars creating this special unit if they're not producing results? Bonfire, this was all your idea. So on and so forth. Like, it could get really, really bad and really, really like personal if people want it to. And that's where I'm like, huh, okay. Oh fuck. Hold on. Anubis, thanks so much for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Alright, hold on. How'd you find the channel, man? I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're practicing that self-care. How'd you find the channel? Anyway. Been lurking around? Hey, appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. Love the lurkers.
原油補給船に問題があることは理解したが、その上で一つ考えがある。貴様の虎の子を使わせてもらいたい。ダキアの首都を襲撃した例の203大隊だ。
Anubis is my actual name. That's badass, dude. That's badass. Hold on, guys. I gotta fucking say this, dude. That's such a fucking badass name. Like, if that is your actual name, like, you fucking take you genuinely take the fucking cake, dude. That's fucking awesome. That's what happened in Imperial China. The Chinese fleet at the time were one of the world's most advanced, but to sabotage the admiral who was in charge, the financial officer refused to issue the budget for ammo purchases, resulted in China's largest naval defeat against the Japanese. Yeah. TLC, I like logistics, right? I always love to throw this out there because people are always like, it's big brains that makes things move. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Every part in a structure makes everything move, but the logistics is literally like having good key financial and logistic officers are what make everything run, right? It's so those logistics that make like a nation very, very threatening, a power very, very threatening, right? Because they're able to go ahead and move stuff as quick as possible, as soon as can be, without even blinking an eye. For example, like, what is it? Who has like the biggest air force in the world, or the biggest navy in the world, or so on and so forth? Then you start thinking about their bases and how often they're doing missions and patrols and all of these things. And you start thinking about the logistics behind it and how people run the everyday system in order to go and have everything running through. It's awesome. I want a custom machine shop and make dream vehicles, vending machines, and any machine you can think of. And my personal vehicle is a hearse. Dude, Anubis, that's kind of fitting, actually. Anubis, the lord of the underworld, walking around with this hearse. Okay, but like, do you deck it out? Like, full on decked out, or how? Tanya's basically pushing the country's logistics and strategy ahead by like 20 years. Yeah, exactly. Without proper logistics, everything else just falls. Logistics is everything in war. To move soldier from one place to the other, you have to feed them 3 times a day. 3 times a day, keep their morale up. You have to know how to, for example, how are you able to go and get supplies to them? How are you able to go and so like 101 things off of that. And it's amazing. It's awesome to hear, and it's awesome to see that like Tanya as an individual, right, is pushing all of this along. Other generals are starting to go and like note this and see this, and it's like, oof. That's yeah. Oh, bro, you gotta join the Discord. You gotta show some of this off, man. That's pretty awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, I can envision it, dude.
すでに危機を読んでいると思うが、我々第203航空魔導大隊に転属命令が出ている。北方ノルデン行きだ。南の次は北か。忙しい。ちょうどいい。もともと北欧の遊撃大隊ではあるが、参謀本部は我々を馬車馬並みにこき使うらしい。さぞ大きなキャロットが用意されているだろうな。とはいえ、ただで飯が食えるほど馬という生物も恵まれてはおらん。参謀本部より指名だぞ。 雪合戦のお相手は無謀な領土侵犯を行ってきた協商連合だ。我々には新戦術の実戦検証が期待されている。ハイキングに行ける程度には団体行動ができることを示さねばならん。くれぐれも軍人としての義務を忘れるな。結構。ではこれより参謀本部からの通達を告げる。バイス注意。
本日1800より北方への夜間長距離進出を開始。
Here's something that I'm getting off of all of this, right? And I'll say this before I address, some of the Twitch chatters here, which is, first off, let's say that she's able to go ahead and show off in this war why her idea was fucking marvelous and why she's able to go and handle so many things and enemies and all of these things, right? Wouldn't this start pushing her to be like, say that she's able to go ahead and kill someone major, right? That also has abilities or some shit like that. This would put a fucking bounty on her head. This would make her stand out as like enemy number one in some way, shape, or form. What happens if, let's say, they win the war, or they start winning the war and they start pushing it, and, for her, she has a diehard fucking expert level special ops unit, right? With abilities that are fucking untold. Existence X already has about. Yeah, I know, but what I'm getting at is like that she becomes so good that she becomes a threat to others.
This is big brain time.
And that's sort of what I'm getting at. Is like if she does become this individual that becomes so that one scared me, Mashiro. I'm not even gonna lie. It felt like Markiplier was just like softly fucking talking to my ear. But like, talking like this, I'm thinking, okay, if this keeps going and they keep winning and they keep building up and say that it's getting to a point where she's making a name for herself, she's standing out, she's doing so much fucking things, like is it possible for her own nation to turn against her and label her like, even like as a terrorist or even like as a thing gone rogue and like as an enemy of the people or so on and so forth? I'm in a personal Discord for my company. Dude, that's pretty sick that you're making Wonder Fizz, dude. Oof. Wait, how do you even make that? But anyway, Bonfire, yeah. Straight up. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, wait a minute.
少佐殿、ノルデンまでの飛行プランですが。セレブリャコフ少尉、おかしいと思わんか。何がでしょう。
You're a little
中央軍
strange.
が抜けたとはいえ、国力差からして、協商連合軍には勝利していて当然。本来決着がついておらねばならん。つまり誰かが
That would be a good twist as an arc, yeah.
他の列強諸国が介入を？ああ。共和国か連合王国、その両方かは知らんが我々は世界に覗き見られながらハイキングを楽しむわけだ。わかりました。それとなく各員に伝えておきます。世界大戦は想定内だが思った以上に動きが早い。突発的なダキアの進行も不可解だったが、もしや神を自称する理不尽な。
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
ものの手が働いているのかもな。
But even pushing this further, let's say that for some reason God is in her head, right? And I hate, that's just the map of Europe. Let's say that this whole vision of like God, even though we've seen them like, actually take effect in some way, shape, or form, is in her head. Right? Where do we start to go from here? They're having delusions, right? They are having auditory and, I guess visual delusions at that point, right? Stopping of time. They have to fight God. The only way that they can win is if they say God's name. And a lot of people in history, at least like, have fought in like a God's name. I don't care which one. You guys throw it out there. But looking at stuff like this, I'm like, wait a minute. Episodes of high and lows. You can even start going with like, I'm curious as to how she would score in the Rad Czar, but I'm also curious to do like a personality test on her and see what would pop up. Would it either be narcissism due to self-survival aspects of that, or would we start going into some sort of schizoaffective disorders where, you know, they are having auditory and visual hallucinations. They are going through scenarios of highs and lows. Say, like, you know, being like extremely on one side and then extremely on the other, trying to go and get her way. We can go on and on if God was an element that was just inside her head, right? If we were to just go through something like that, if you really wanted to turn the show really fucking dark. But because we know that God is an actual figure, an actual individual that does take place, President Wilson literally said he was sent by God to save the world and monarchies and turn them into democracies. Yeah, I know, but once you get into a self form of entitlement like that, or like a goal like that, what you start getting is like impossibilities thrown out there, right? I can't die. No, I can't die, not until I kill God. I can't do this until certain things, right? In perspective, like going against the grind, she would be the enemy number one already. Every choice, no matter how small, always has a consequence. Yeah, every she will be enemy number one, no matter what she does. Plot armor. But through that, my big thing is she. I feel like in a weird way, even her successes are a crown to her own ambitions, right? Like her failures that lead to successions are a crown to her own failure. I can't die till I shoot God. Saga true. At least in this anime.
朗報だぞ諸君。付け焼き場ではあるが、一応同盟国との連携が始まった。
それは結構なことですが、我々がタキアの二の舞になるのを恐れているだけでは。我が国の帝国の国力が共和国戦に投じられる危惧とは。
That was a good one.
共和国に限らず連合王国も援助をしてくれるそうだ。内々だが、すでに帝国軍の監視も始められているらしい。
国力に余裕がある国は羨ましいな。我々には余力などもうどこにもないというのに。
諸列強の介入頼み。情けない限りだが、我々には他に選択肢がない。ならば、今できる最善を尽くそう。
And meanwhile, BNX is just awkward with the voice changer. But also, putting this into perspective, dude. My dude's going back out there because the way that I'm thinking about it is like, yes, he probably learned the formations and stuff that their military had, but he also probably knew a lot about modern military strategies and like, you know, how to form a unit, what units work like, you know, what communication lines mean, so on and so forth. Imagine going back in that, like, at least with like some of the weapons of today, into like back in like one of those like, you know, wars. What's up, Super Cattle Meow? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hey, mods, give Super Cattle Meow a shout out. Super Cattle Meow, you're absolutely fantastic. Yo, we got to do a rock, paper, scissors thing again one of these days. You were so close. You were so close. But yes, like, can you imagine going back in time? Right? Going back in time and taking modern technology or modern weapons with you. How would that work for you, right? Do you think that you do good or that you do bad? I'm pretty sure all of us have at least. Happy Sunday. Yeah, happy Sunday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. But like, what would that do for you? How would you proceed off of that? And Anime Night, my favorite. Oh, you know it. How far back in time? Pick a time period. Pick a time period, you know? Because we have weapons that like far exceed, like it keeps going through. But here's an interesting thought, and here's a thought pattern off of this, right? Because of some of these wars, our psychological like perspectives enhanced. We were able to go ahead and like gain a further understanding of such things like PTSD and trauma and shell shock and, you know, personality disorders that may come from war symptoms and 101 things. But let's go ahead and flip that a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and think about it like this. going back to 100,000 BC and shooting the first human in the Bunyesh. What I was gonna say is, in a way, because of stuff like this, like, and yes, this is related to Tanya, but we are gonna slightly go into this because it is a conversation topic at hand. How many of you guys have gone through a really really rough, uh, for example, I'll ask Super Cuddle Meow, so if you're still in the chat, have you gone through a really really bad breakup at one point in your life, or like a friendship ending, or like any of you guys? Well, I'll be honest, I have. Right? Hey man, I came right from YouTube. I love your laid vibe and show reactions. Oh, I appreciate it, Reek. I really do. Sorry if I'm sounding a little off. My throat's been hurting a little bit. I ate something funny last night, and like, yeah, I'm starting to feel a little like woozy per se, but doing good. I appreciate you being here though. Laid back, laid vibe. It's all good. What YouTube videos did you start off with, by the way? Like what series? But oh wow, that's awesome. But anyway, no, like genuinely thinking about that, like what would you like, if you went through that bad breakup, that bad friendship or whatever, how long did it take for you to heal? And I genuinely mean this. And also in war elements, right? Some people do have that PTSD element from that. But like long term perspective, generations down the line, 1.5 years, I was watching Chainsaw Man and I clicked on the Twitch link and you just happened to leave. Actually, true, dude. Very true. Well, I'm glad that we were live at this time. Every Friday and Sunday, man, we tend to go live. About 2 years, Sag. Okay. What? Oh, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hold on. 2 years or more. So here's what happens down the line, right? It's a weird like amnesia effect that our brain does in order to start like patching up some of those wounds, right? Because sometimes didn't know you do a heart. Yeah, Super Cattle Meow, I do these and then I do these. I'm like, I love you. You're wonderful. Kind of a heart, I guess. Something like that. But for example, our brain, we start to tell our stories, and this is why narrative psychology is absolutely wonderful. Do you ever truly heal? Do you patch up to those areas? Because all of a sudden you tell your story so much and you run through things in your head. Oftentimes some people are able to look back and be like, huh, okay, that wasn't that bad. And it's like, wait a minute. When you were there at that moment, it was fucking horrible. You absolutely hated it. It was one of the most toxic relationships you were ever a part of. But 5 years down the line, you're like, it was alright. What's up, Ben Chicken? How you doing? As a species, in general, right? Even through big events, our brain, us as individuals, we tell stories. We tell stories as ways of knowing. We're talking about breakups and healing, and even war, and how, as a species, we tend to go ahead and like patch sort of these wounds in order for us to keep going. And we look back and we reflect on it, but yet we don't carry the same emotions we once did, right? Just that's exactly what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But yes, what is your advice for people who can't sleep at night? Super Academy, what time are you going to bed? And also, are you making sure that you don't have any screens on before you go to bed? Uh, it's all about routines, right? Like we are creatures of habits, we are creatures of routines, and something that I've noticed is like I at least need to have like my phone away from me, like lights off, and like chill in bed at least like just slowly like fall into it like 30 minutes before like actually going to bed, right? But if you're struggling sleeping at night, uh there's a couple of recommendations I can give. Number one, how old is your mattress, right? And I know it just sounds weird coming from a psychologist, but before, like, one of my first jobs ever was actually being like, does that affect you? Yes, it does. Super Cat Meow. Before I was a psychologist, before going into like full things, one of my first jobs ever was actually selling mattresses. So I know all about like the mattress side of the world and whatnot. So make sure that you are getting a new mattress every 10 years or so. And make sure that like you are getting the correct pillow for your body, right? For example, hold on. I'll be back. Hold on. I know. What a weird way. What a weird you can have a standard pillow, right? Just a standard pillow, something that you use, right? Or You can go for more of a contour look, right? Which is actually helps out your neck in order for you to go to sleep a little bit better. Uh, Honestly, it can help out a ton. This is what I use because I'm more of a side sleeper, and so you end up falling asleep a little bit quicker, just depending on the style of like you know the style of like pillow that you use. Also, I didn't expect to to go through and get my pillows from the other room. Just run into it. Are you sponsored by Mattress? No, I'm not. I probably should though. The truth, but honestly, like it was ingrained in me like so much that I pretty much know a lot about it. Opinion on purple mattresses. And for the most part, I hear that they're okay, but they, I think that they had an issue with some of the like the cooling effects because some of them have like what do you call it? Like the heating and cooling elements, they have like cooling crystals inside of like their whatever, right? But in reality, it just stores the heat. So oftentimes you can overheat at night, and that's the one thing that I would always suggest being careful of. If there's a way to test it out, honestly, go test it out. Lay in a mattress for at least 15 to 20 minutes per mattress. If you're going to a mattress store, like literally chill there, test it out, see if you like it or don't like it. Don't just go and point at it and be like, this one. Like lay in it. That's the whole point of it. Like if you ever go shopping for one. Didn't expect to get a sales pitch from this. Not sales pitch, Super Cat Meow. It's like honestly, it's like honestly just general health advice. They're like, yo, make sure that you get yourself some good a good pillow, a good mattress, and also YouTube because apparently this might make it onto YouTube. Apologies for uh, good sleep is good for your mental health. Yeah, it works out. It works out. Purple is better than red and blue. I don't know about that. We might start getting some mattress commercials. It's Nerd to Pray, maybe. Either that or I'm going to bring in my waifu anime pillow and we'll be good. And we'll be good. But anyway, I like taking a 20-minute walk and then a 5-minute shower before bed. Always works. Yeah. Keeping that routine, Rick Week, honestly, it's super duper important. And shoes, Sagusu, mattresses, shoes, and tires are what you don't want to be cheap on. Bad mental, bad sleep, bad mental. Who is Ed's waifu, though? Well, I have my anime body pillow on Albedo. I can't show it on stream because it shows booba and it shows other things. But yeah, thanks so much, Rukun. I appreciate it. Can't sleep. Well, that is some good taste. Anime pillow, yeah, you know it. But yes, actually, it's a weird cycle that we screw ourselves over, right? One thing that I do take is like melatonin gummies at night, and it just helps me knock out. Take a shower usually because like I work out before I take a shower and whatnot, in order to be able to go and do it. What I've learned today: anime potty pillows where it's at. Yep. Warm milk, yeah. But anyway, any other questions before we continue? But honestly, like my main thing is if you're streaming late at night, right? And especially if you just got done streaming, it's gonna take you a while because your body is still working through all the emotions, the happiness, the like every time that we're interacting with Twitch streamers or Twitch chatters and whatnot, like we are like in a way also like using an emotion, using those. Thanks so much for the follow. Thanks so much for the follow, Start of Prey. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But every time we're using like that, we're like, oh, fucking hyped up or yelling and whatnot. Think about it like this: we're making our like mental state, our anxiety, our emotions go up and down. Like this is us for like hours and hours of streaming, right? It's gonna take a hot minute for you to cool down and for you to be able to like to go in the right mind to go to bed. Even if you're exhausted at the end of stream, right? You like if you try to go directly to bed, your heart might still be processing anything, and your subconscious is still probably running through a lot of the things that you just went through, and that you're probably gonna go through as well. Plus the blue light from the screens, yeah. Plus pretty much everything out there, like good, bad, people that come in and like try and like throw you off your game or try and say certain things, like yeah, essentially. But that can be a lot. Just call me nerd. I'm loving the vibe. Appreciate it, nerd. You're wonderful. I love you, man. You're wonderful. Here's a big heart for you. I'm living in a different time zone. Wait, Super Academy. Okay, wait, hold on. I thought you were streaming from like a PST time zone. Oh yeah, there you go. You get a kiss. You get 2 kisses right there. Mucho mucho amor, right? Certain things. Oh god, you guys are something else. The super cat. I should probably get a wand and do like a whole like Disney thing, right? Appreciate it, super cat. You're wonderful. Swoon. Hey nerd, there you go. There you go. I gotta make you swoon somehow, right? Anyway, holy crap. Any other questions before we go through? Ed likes to pure succubus. Yeah, you know it. You know it. Oh my wheel. Oh my throat. Oh jeez, Rick. Oh boy. You get special kiss. All right, super cat meow. You get a double skip special kiss. A nya kiss. There you go. Wonderful. Hey, have a good night, Mashiro. Appreciate you. Anyway, y'all are something else. Y'all are something else today. Memory pillow, you know it. Raquik. I like how you can identify it so quickly. It's Tanya. Oh, you can ask it in a bit. You sure about that? You sure about that? And in comes in our heroes. Yeah, here comes Tanya. Pixie. I'm thinking about it and I'm like, it's like Pixis from Attack on Titan, right? Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I'm fucking, stop. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dying. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, let me rack my brain for a second here. Oh. And cue the flamenco music chat. But also, can you imagine this? Say that like you're like genuinely at war and all of a sudden you see a little kid with the full-on battalion of people that are like so into them, dude. Like, I would be terrified. Yeah, the psychotic toddler is here, man. The psychotic youth is here. To be fair, I work with a lot of children, you know, because I do a lot of group therapy and stuff. And let me tell you this: when it comes to doing some D&D games or some like, just general games with these people, with these kids, something you might find is they scare you. Their thought patterns are a little scary from time to times. They don't like hold back on a lot of like their moral questioning. They just jump straight into it, which fits a little bit into Kohlberg's theory of like, you know, moral relativism, specifically as to like how children develop their moral statuses or like their moral techniques or whatever are either great or terrifying. Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting to see like the growth that like kids randomly have, because I see them like on a week by week basis, where one week they might be thinking this and then they just start gaining more and more information, and so like their thought pattern starts changing with it. Anyway,
前衛は準連隊規模、後衛は2個中隊です。
第2から第4中隊は前衛に当たれ。我々は後衛及び爆撃機を叩く。その後背後より強撃だ。ただし諸君らのノルマは足止めだが、別に私を待つ必要はないぞ。すべて倒してしまってもいい。
What, you're gonna go have fun? Full COD move? No scope?
高度を上げろ。迂回して後衛の2個中隊を叩くぞ。
I do have a question for chat, but I'll wait.
擁撃機はいつでも上がれるのだな。
は、格納庫にて待機中です。命令があり次第すぐに出せますが。
では出すべきだろう。爆撃機の侵入は阻止せねば。
203航空魔導大隊より入電。出撃中のピクシー大隊です。
何？読み上げろ。
それが
なんだ、早くしろ。
手出しご無用と。
They don't need the help. Fuck you.
我々に恩を売るつもりか。
管制機ピクシー大隊を確認。速度250。高度。
随分と早いな。ん？高度はどうした？
高度7500。いえ、なお上昇中であります。
なんだと？何かの間違いだろう。戦闘機ではないのだぞ。
間違いありません。
Thanks so much for lurking, Super Keto Meow. Appreciate you.
速度300。
機械は正常なのか？
異常は見られません。すべて正常です。
信じられん。参謀本部は規格外の切り札を持っているようだな。
おお。
先生用意。敵全員を排除するぞ。
I think one thing that they're not expecting, because they're fighting people in their area of expertise and like what they see as like normality, but like, you know, for Tanya, like, yo, you might not be the only one that's been granted gifts that might be able to hurt you or hurt others around you. And how will she react when she starts seeing others killed by individuals with those gifts, right? And there's a whole thing with like, yeah, and that's sort of what I'm already planning out. Like if I was in a situation like that, I'd start thinking, wait a minute, there could be other individuals in this world that have been given better or worse gifts than I have, right, at any point in time, and they can come after us. How do we prep for a scenario like that? How do we prep ourselves to, like, for example, not free fall at like 8,000 feet to the ground and like immediately die, or 101 things off of that, right? One thing I wanted to go ahead and throw out there is like when it comes to, for example, with Tanya, right? Specifically, we already see how, like, she's a little kid with like a, you know, her mentality is kind of fucked up, right? As an adult, say that her mentality stays that way. Do you not think that like others, and I'm not even talking about in a battle sense, let's say that like everything's peaceful, would start to go ahead and try and put individuals like that in special homes and special areas, right? Because that like fight or flight mentality isn't needed in an area of peace, right? She might try to adjust to a different scenario, certainly possible, but then the record of someone's history is there. Speaking of records real quick, hey, quick HIPAA check for a majority of you guys. Make sure that you guys know who has your information and doesn't, right? Make sure that you guys talk with your doctors and your case managers, social workers, whoever you have out there. And you remember to either take away people that have access to your information or add people that you want to have access to your information. Just giving you guys a friendly update because remember, if, you know, stuff can go bad pretty quickly. So always keep knowing who has access to your healthcare information. Throwing that out there. Just because, like, scenario, you're going through really like a divorce, right? And your husband has, or your partner has, access to your, you know, your information because you've signed an ROI for them. Guess what? They can probably get that information and use it against you. So that's what I'm saying. Always keep track as to who has access to your information, who doesn't, and how to cut them off. Always be safe. with your release of information and make sure to renew them and talk to your doctors about them and talk to your social workers, case managers, all of that. Anyway. Oh, it's straight up, yeah. And they just completely.
25年ものを発注しておいた。破産したくなければ奮闘するように。
第二中隊最高高度だ。確認死ぬ気で飛べ。俺を破産させるなよ。
各中隊風船しています。
有能な指揮官ぶりをアピールするのも難しいものだな。
She must have, yeah. What is she gonna do? Fucking snipe them from there? Oh no, here we go. Some OP moment or some shit. Oh god. Alright, let's go. He's actually good at motivating people. You sure about that?
敵の直営も来ました。2個中隊の敵魔同士です。
少尉、隊を率いて迎撃しろ。悪いが、私はあれを独り占めだ。
What?
実は空軍でもエースになりたいと思っていたところでな。
それには戦闘機で落とす必要がありますけど。
そうなのか？だったら取りに戻りたいくらいだ。はあ。とはいえ、この状況で背を向けるのは無理か。敵前逃亡扱いされてはかなわん。給料分の仕事はするとしよう。
第一中隊、前へ出るぞ。
This is wild, dude. This is wild. Oh no, the Overlord music is here.
お相手は鈍重な鉄の塊。ダンスを踊れるとは思えんな。
高度8000、8500。このままでは並ばれます。高度を取るぞ。
She's about to drop her fucking ult. It's like when you're playing Overwatch and you see that the tank is approaching, like the fucking diva's approaching way too fucking fast, and you know they're about to ult, but you have no way of like getting the fuck out of there. So the only thing you can do is shoot because you like you're backed up. You're like, fuck, dude, I don't have anyone to heal me. I don't have anyone to fucking Ryan to put up a shield. I'm fucked. I get you guys. I feel the struggle there when Reinhardt charges you. True bonfire. Oh, that face. Have you noticed the Overlord reference in episode 2? I did not actually. More like Tracer running right at you. Ooh. Oh fuck. Play of the game. This is wild, dude. Oh fuck, we got like that soldier shit. Team kill. You're in my sights. Aimbot activated.
ピクシー01より各部隊へ。機械の鳥たちはねぐらに帰るようだ。諸君は残存魔導士の攻撃を開始しろ。私は落とした獲物、捕虜の回収に向かう。
Oh. And they're dead.
情報を聞き出したかったんだが、脳みそを拾って帰るわけにもいかんしな。
Oh shit.
喜ばしいことだ。
Oh no, sorry chat.
この世界の誰もが信仰なき貴様を葬らんとしている。冒涜者を罰する聖なる大戦が幕を開けたのだ。
Oh, here we go.
やはり貴様がおせっかいよ。
どうかね。世界を相手に無謀な戦いを挑む。
Thanks so much for the hydrate, Rookin. I'll do it in a second. That's some fucking horror level shit, dude. I would love like a game like that where like, you know, you go through some like battle scenario or whatever, and like if there's a lot of dead bodies, your psyche starts coming into play, and say like you might start hearing and seeing some delusions of these bodies getting back up and whatnot, you know, and shit like that. Like that would be interesting. Or like randomly, like Overlord and Tanya authors used to play some tabletop RPGs together, by the way. That makes sense, Eben. That actually kind of makes sense. I ain't even gonna lie. Imagine God of all things turning the whole world against you. Some Dead Space level shit. Yeah, that would be fun. Honestly, well, imagine just having God against you. That's a fucking feat in of itself. But also, how petty is God that he wants you to say his name over and over again in order for you to activate your special abilities? That's some, like, I don't know. I think this God has some weird fucking fetish or kink, because he could just stop her from existing. Right? If this God is as powerful as he is, he would be able to go ahead and change their personality or whatever, but he's just playing with them. And that's what I'm like, huh, wait a minute, what is this God really? You know, and that's sort of what I'm questioning, or this being X. Yeah, in a way.
やはり西方で確認されたネームドに間違いありません。個体称号、ラインの悪魔です。
True.
共和国の連中、白昼も見ていたわけではないらしいな。早急に監視体制を整えていて正解だったな。単独で爆撃機を撃退するなど、まさしく悪魔だ。記録で。
And she probably followed you guys, because you guys are probably broadcasting in an open fucking wave, aren't you? I have a feeling we're about to see her just come down like, you know, fucking Thor in that God of War, like Ragnarok fucking shit. I could totally see some stupid shit like that where you guys are still using open networks to communicate and they're able to track you guys. Like, straight up.
問題ありません。
通信の傍受はどうだ？
残念ながら未知の暗号による通信形式でしたので。
完成機を上げたいところだが。今は機材を持って帰る方が先決か。
Knock knock.
アルファ大隊からです。ネームドより高魔力反応を察知したと。
朝日のごとくご高。
Oh shit.
よし。いいデータを取るチャンスだ。
Here we go, another play of the game.
一体何をするつもりだ。さあな、見当もつかん。
機材の電源を落とせ。虐待されている。
今ぞうまいし火をたたえよ。
砲撃術式を感知。どれだけ距離があると思っている。
Bro, wizard. No, I was just thinking, dude. Like, it's a little too late now. Fuck.
反則派の消滅を確認。お見事です、少佐殿。
But the people are still alive.
少佐殿。
And now you've given them a reason. Unless you take them prisoner.
行くぞ。暫定
Yeah,
消灯。
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Wizard. I'm not a wizard, Bonfire.
やってくれる。
協商連合軍は集積地の襲撃に失敗。我が軍が派遣した魔導士にも多数の損害が出ている模様です。
That guy just...
協商連合軍の司令部へダキア戦を分析した結果として候補地帯が手薄では危うい旨を伝えていますが、あのような急所です。かの国には期待するだけ無駄なのでは。
口を慎めビワント中佐。
失礼しました。
Tinfoil, man. Rick Week. It's tinfoil hat. It was for Steins Gate, I think. Oh shit.
懐かしの戦場に帰ってまいりました。ルーデルドルフ閣下。
ご苦労。早速だが見事なものだったと言わせてくれ。
光栄であります、閣下。
こちらでも存分に暴れてもらいたい。
は。
結構。では仕事の話に入るが。
少佐、機関の部隊には敵防御陣地を制圧してもらうことになる。
それは全
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for them to be like, all right, now we're going to try a pincer attack. But what we're going to do is we're going to put you in like a bunch of little missiles, make it seem as though they were duds. That way you end up behind the enemy lines. And now both of us can come together and we can crush the enemy together. Or some fucking like, you know, Metal Gear Solid operation, you know, where you get in those little fucking things and they just shoot you or whatnot. I can totally imagine some fucking special Dark Ops shit, dude. Like, absolutely.
の仕上げということでありましょうか。現状の兵站状況ではとても。
今のところ新たな作戦とだけ言っておこ
う。了解いたしました。
知っての通り、列強の介入が始まった。いよいよ厄介事も増えるが、期待しているぞ、少佐。
どうかね、世界を相手に無謀な戦いを挑む気分は。
は、協商連合のみならず共和国に連合王国、そしておせっかいな連中すべてに目に物を見せてやります。
大佐殿、改めて昇進おめでとうございます。
バカを言え。戦死した上官の穴埋めで昇進するなど、我が国の未来は押して知るべしだ。
Oh, here we
来年ま
go.
で生きてれば召喚。再来年なら元帥も夢ではありませんね。
軽口を叩く暇があったら出発準備を整えろ。後方行きだぞ。
は、大変失礼しました。
Can't hurt her. She reminds me of that little girl. I can't kill you, even though you're probably killing. It's gonna be some fucking moral problem happening here, right? You immediately setting up like hurdles. Aw. There's a reason why I like this show, and I'll tell you why. I think this show is building up on like that whole mythos, you know, if you could go back in time and you had today's knowledge, to go fight or go do something, like what would you do with it? And then let's OP the shit out of it. I can totally see this as like a concept of like, say the start of a D&D campaign and they just got so excited that they just like kept going off of it. It's a good show, but I kind of want to see where it goes from, you know, where it goes from here. Like, I'm curious to see how it's going to evolve, how it's going to advance and everything. Have to say, for me, this show is hitting a lot of dots for like anticipation of like what's to come. And also, is there a season 2 that's coming out? Did a season 2 already come out? I'm curious, because that's just some good shit. This is some good shit. I'm glad that we're breaking like the habit of like following the same show cycle. Anyway,